What's happening, guys? Welcome into another boxing breakdown and prediction show for this weekend Showtime main event card between Gervonta Tank Davis and Mario Azteca Barrios up at 140. So let's get into it. Now, this fight is for a title. Barrios is WBA regular strap, but in all honesty, I think the less credence we give to these kind of Mickey Mouse belts in the future, the better. We all know who the man at 140 is right now, Josh Taylor. So I'm hoping at some point, obviously, though, down the line, the winner of this can then go on and fight him, for the proper belt. Now, saying that, however, this is still a very good fight. This is Davis's first foray up the junior welterweight in his career, so it is somewhat untested waters for him here, and he is small for this weight class. Guys like Victor Postal, 5'11", Josh Taylor, we mentioned 5'10", and even guys like Regis Prograis and Ivan Baranchik, who aren't considered particularly big at this weight, are still clocking in around 5'8". So, Davis coming in at around 5'5" will mean he'll enter Saturday night's fight giving up around 5 inches in height and 4 inches in reach to the much bigger Barrios here. So it'll be interesting to see how he deals with that. Now, while Davis is height-wise small, he is incredibly filled out. He's incredibly stocky. He's almost like a mini Mike Tyson in there, and he's a fighter that struggled to make weight consistently throughout his career as well. He had to give up the ABF Super Featherweight title a few years ago, missing weight against Francisco Fonseca. So this move up to 140 might well suit him here, especially as he's getting older. He's filling out that frame almost like Canelo has. And, in terms of his opponent here, Mario Barrios, he's 26-0. He's undefeated on paper. I did think Barrios lost to Akhmedov at the back end of 2019, though, in my opinion, it was a close fight, mainly because Barrios got those 2 knockdowns in rounds 4 and 12. But, while they obviously counted, it did look like Akhmedov was off balance more than anything, especially, in the first knockdown. So I think Davis's team, the Mayweather stable and so on, have seen what Akhmedov did to Barrios, who was a shorter, stockier fighter in that fight, and fully assume Davis can do the exact same thing, only perhaps more successfully. There are differences, obviously. Akhmedov is a fighter who wore down Barrios through constant output, and that come forward aggressiveness that he carries. That's not really Davis's style. He's very selective with his punches. He looks to place shots a lot more. So I think it'll be less a worry of constant punch output for Barrios here. We faded badly down the stretch in that fight, rather than the mental aspect. That might play a lot more on Barrios' mind here. Tank hits hard. Absolutely no question about that. He nearly decapitated poor Leo Santa Cruz in his last fight. Really scary knockout. And, that's Davis all over for me. He's reasonably happy to allow opponents some success in there. A lot of people thought Santa Cruz was actually doing pretty good early in that fight. But, Davis loves to line up those power shots. He's willing to even eat a few shots in order to do so. And, he was looking to land that left uppercut all night long against Leo. And I think this fight will go down in a similar fashion where that constant, patient stalk and approach from Davis, might well tire Barrios out just as much as the constant aggression, Akhmedov was putting on him. So once he tastes Davis's power here, he might well go into retreat mode. Saying all that, look, while Davis does carry, phenomenal punching power, this is a new weight class for him. And Mario Barrios can certainly bang as well. He looked all but done in the 12th round against Akhmedov. His face was swollen up. He was getting peppered with shots. He was backing up. And, almost out of nowhere then near the end of the round when Akhmedov became overly aggressive, Barrios landed that straight right-hand counter, sent Akhmedov down to the canvas. He looked pretty shook up getting up as well. So, Barrios definitely carries some power with him also. So Tank needs to be cautious here, as it likely won't be all one-way traffic for him in this fight. I've already personally bet this fight. I sent it out to clients earlier, and that's Davis by decision at plus 300. That price looks way too big to me. I know Davis can crack. We've already discussed that. 23 knockouts and 24 wins, but this is a big jump up for him weight class here, and I think people are making too much almost of the Santa Cruz knockout. A guy who spent most of his late career campaigning at 126, this is 140. And even though Davis can bang, he might even put Barrios down here in parts, but to have the stoppage priced up at a near minus 170 for Davis is far too pricey in my eyes. Barrios is one tough guy. And as we said previously, he can also bang himself. So if Davis gets overly aggressive or confident in there, Barrios might well get some respect off Davis by landing some power punches of his own in this one. Overall, though, I do expect Davis to get the job done here. He is an incredibly talented fighter. He does some really high level stuff in there. He disguises power shots and so on. But, at plus 300, I think Barrios can take him the distance here in Atlanta on Saturday night. And, that's the way I'm going to play this one. That'll wrap things up for this week. Leave us your thoughts and comments below. And you can catch me over on Twitter at the SportsWolf83 and at my handicapper page, Kevin Dolan over WagerTalk. As always, thanks for listening. Till next time, Slán